3, 2, 1.
Yeah, see, I got me an idea, and I'ma put it to work, and I'ma gauge my progress by the sign of the word. Now I ain't yet a success, but yes, the word that I stress, cause by the time you hear the CD, count the steps that I've left, I'm passing all of you rappers.
I've been on who I saw, what club I went to with my homies, baby, don't worry, you know that you got me. If you were worried about where I've been on who I saw, what club I went to with my homies, baby, don't worry, you know that you got me. Yeah! All right, y'all, you already know. My name is Pablo Rivera, and this is another edition of Make It Happen Mondays. Listen, you know what I'm saying? I've been talking to you a little bit this week, right, about transactional leadership versus transformational leadership, right? And that's exactly what we're going to get into today, right? But first, I want to say that this is the day that the Lord has made, and I have decided to rejoice and be glad in it. I hope you do the same, right? Because all this is about making good decisions, right? And that's what's going to manifest itself in our own lives, right? So, again, transactional leadership versus transformational leadership, right? And again, listen, this is for everybody, right? Because you're a leader in some way, shape, or form, right? Let's start from the top, right? You either are a leader in your workplace, right? You're an entrepreneur, or you're just a boss in your job or something like that, right? Okay, you're a parent or a grandparent or something like that. You're and that's obvious, right? You're a leader of your family. You're a coach, obvious. You're a leader of the team, right? Within that team, right? You can be a leader within the team. Not necessarily you could be a captain of the team too, right? But you can just be a leader, right? Because from my point of view, leadership is not a position. Leadership is not a title. Being a leader is leadership, right? And you can demonstrate that through your actions, right? You can obviously demonstrate it through your words. You can demonstrate it through planning and all that other stuff, right? There's so many ways that you could demonstrate leadership, right? But again, you can be a leader that is transactional, right? What we're going to do is we're going to make sure we finish this list that was given to us by whoever. You know what I mean? That's very transactional. What are you doing? Great. I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it here. You know what I mean? The best way that I can kind of describe transactional is like assembly line. You know what I'm saying? And you're just running the assembly line, managing the assembly line. Everybody already know what they need to do, but you're just making sure that that is what it is that they're doing, right? But that's not the kind of leader that I want to be. And if you're watching this still, you probably don't want to be that kind of leader either, right? I want to be a transformational leader. You know what I mean? And those are the steps that I take to ensure that I can be a transactional leader. Scratch that, reverse it. A transformational leader, right? So what do I mean by that? Because anybody can sit there and be like, oh, I'm transforming people's hearts and minds and all that other stuff, right? That's cool, right? In order to be a transformational leader, people need to be able to know who you are, where you coming from, what you about, right? You know what I mean? Real recognize real type of thing. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why I said I chose that song in the beginning, right? Is you don't need to worry. You know that you got me. You know what I mean? How can somebody not have to worry? You know what I mean? If you out doing whatever it is that you're doing, right? They're going to worry. They're going to worry, whether if it's worry about your safety, worry if you're going to be loyal to them, worry about whatever. You know what I mean? You are making a judgment call on someone, right? And if you're telling them you don't need to worry, well, that means that they got to know you have to have clearly defined what kind of person that you are. You have to have demonstrated it. You had to have walk the talk that you was talking. You know what I mean? Whole bunch of things. You know what I'm saying? So how do you do that as a leader? You know what I mean? No, you don't know what I mean. Just so you know, that's something I'm working on, is I keep on adding them little fillers of, you know what I mean, and right and all that other stuff. Why am I telling you? Because I've been telling you from the beginning that I too am a work in progress. That's what I'm about. And I'm trying to keep it real with you so that as you see me develop, you start saying, oh, you know what? This dude mentioned this in one of his other videos, and he's actually improving on it. Listen, I told you that I was going to start improving the technology of what it is that I'm doing. And I'm hoping that you saw it on the YouTube, from the YouTube clips. I'm hoping that you see it in the YouTube video with a better background. I'm hoping that you see it in the content of what it is that I'm saying. And I'm hoping that you see it in the regularity by which I'm doing it. So now I'm also telling you about my speech patterns. I'm not trying to just come out and have a whole bunch of and what I did is I replaced the with my hip hop version of, you know what I'm saying? And right, that type of thing. And I'm not trying to do that. So once again, I'm being authentic and I'm showing you what it is that I'm working through as well. So let me back it up now. So how is it that a leader can actually demonstrate or illustrate or communicate in some sort of way who they are, what they're about, keeping that realness between them and whoever it is who's following them, right? Again, the leader that I'm talking about is you. And I mentioned a whole bunch of roles and positions and all that right when we started. And yes, those are the obvious leadership positions or roles or titles. But what I'm talking about is leading yourself. So that encompasses everybody. I don't care if you're single, living alone. I don't care what your situation is. At some point in time, you need to make some decisions about yourself. And then from those decisions, you need to take action. So what I've noticed is the same way a large corporation or organization can align their thought process so that the employees, right, at a lower level can actually act on those things. They got a process. So what I noticed is that same exact process, you could take that same process and apply it to yourself. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about vision, mission, goals, objectives, and tasks. That's what it is. Those 5 things: vision, mission, goals, objectives, and tasks. Now, somewhere in there, we got to prioritize. You see what I'm saying? But vision, mission, goals, objectives, and tasks. All right. So what am I talking about? A leader first needs to have a vision. Well, first there needs to be a reason to have a vision. So are you happy where you are? 100% complete? Like you don't want to do another thing? Well, I look at that, and this is my point of view. Man, that's kind of whack. And I don't know how else to say it. If you don't want anything else out of life, I'm not sure how to help you. And perhaps maybe that's cool, right? That's just not the way I think about things. Maybe you have reached that mountaintop where you all good with where you are in life and you don't care for anything else. The reason why I find that difficult is because even if you've reached you 80s and 90s years old and you just whatever, unless you are ready to die and like, I want to die tomorrow, I feel like there is something else that you can get out of tomorrow, right? And what is that? So maybe I got a little morbid on you and all that, right? But that's the reason why. What I'm telling you is that's my lack of understanding if you happen to fall in that category. But if you are in the category where you have some desire to improve in some area in your life, or you have some desire to create change in some area of your life or somebody else's, well, then this is for you, right? So you've identified a need. Whether if it's a change or an improvement or something that needs to stop, you've recognized that change. Sometimes we get focused in the tasks, which is the last thing that I mentioned. We get focused on the tasks. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to take out the garbage. I need to clean my room. I need to go work out. I need to, whatever it is. What I found myself doing is asking why. And I believe there's a study out there that says if you ask 5 whys, you can get back to the reason. But I don't care how many whys it is. I want you to ask why to everything as far back until you can get to some sort of objective, some sort of a goal, some sort of mission, and ultimately to some sort of vision. And you can continue, you can have a different vision for different parts of your life. And I'm going to show you a vision or mission. We'll get to it in my life, right? So I've actually clearly written my mission down, and I'm gonna read it to you guys in a little bit. And so it's constantly evolving. But I have different visions in different parts of my life. I got a vision for my relationship with my wife. I got a vision for my relationship with my parents. God bless that they still alive and that we still got a relationship and we still talk on a regular basis. I got a vision for the relationship with my wife. I got a vision for the relationship with each one of my brothers and sisters individually. And I got a vision for the entire family as a group. I got a vision for my son. I got a vision for each one of my 3 daughters. And I got a vision for our version of the Rivera family as a whole as well. I got a vision for the way I want to be viewed in life in my workplace. I got a vision for the way I want to be viewed in life to regular strangers. I got a vision. I got a vision with the relationship that I'm building with God and how that's been manifesting itself, however it has been, right? I got visions, but if all you got is visions and nothing else is supporting that, well, then you're just dreaming. And that's all right to dream. But at some point, you got to start having that rubber meet the road. What some people do is they take that vision and boom, they just go straight to tasks. Well, it's kind of difficult because, yeah, you got a vision, but, people got vision boards and they put on a Cadillac or a mansion on it or whatever it is that they put on that. But then there really ain't no way to get there, right? They don't understand. They don't got here's A, then B, there's C, or take a right turn, take a left turn. They don't got that. What we need to do is we need to take that same process that these organizations have, that they reach their goals and objectives, and apply it to ourselves, right? So vision, we already beat vision to death, right? So now you have this vision of what it is you want to do. Now you got to come up with a mission. What is your mission? How is it that you're going to go about making that vision reality? I watched this, I don't know if it's a documentary or whatever, but it was this thing called The Secret. They got a book about it. I got the book after I watched the videos, right? But still, and it's about the law of attraction, and it's about making your mind, your thoughts become things. And when I talk to people about it, when I first saw it years ago, I think I seen that first time maybe 15, 20 years ago. And I was like, yo, this is what's up right here. And it works. I used to even tell people, they talking about law of attraction. I'm talking about praying to God. That's me. That's me making my command to the universe, bending the universe to my will to give me what it is that I want, right? That I look at that really as prayer. Some people say that's meditation, whatever, and to be honest, 20 years ago, I wasn't really that good at prayer. I wasn't really good at manifesting. I wasn't really good at the power, law of attraction. I really wasn't good at that, right? And I believe I am today, much better than I was then. But when I would talk to people about it, they'd be like, yo, man, yeah, but there ain't nothing there. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? You can't just put a picture of a job or a career and then all of a sudden it's just going to happen. And you're right. It don't just happen. We talking about right? Metaphysical stuff. We talking about psychological stuff. They talking about universe. We talking about God. You talking about practice? No, it's like, but we talking about all these things. So what happens is thoughts become things, right? Is that when you put a thought in your mind, it don't just disappear. It doesn't just water itself down. It actually motivates you to do stuff. So the more you can see what it is that you're looking for, the more it is that just without subconsciously or unconsciously, I'm not sure how you say it, but without even thinking about it, you start making decisions to move towards that goal, right? If your goal is to lose however much pounds in a certain amount of time, and you put that up on a vision board, or you communicate that with somebody, or you just keep telling yourself that you're trying to lose that weight, eventually you're going to sit down in front of a chocolate cake with chocolate ice cream and chocolate frosting. And, as you can see, that's my weakness, right? And you're going to say, you know what? I'm not going to eat that today. Or I'm not going to eat as large of a piece today, right? Or whatever it is, right? But you're going to start making decisions that are in line with what it is that your vision is, right? So you got a vision and then your mission, right? So my vision is I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to be blah, 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 whatever. I'm going to have this job. I'm going to save this much money. I'm going to end up getting a savings account or build a trust for my kids or whatever it is. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I don't care what it is that your vision is. But once you got a vision, then you create a mission for it. And I'm going to let you know right now, it's create a mission statement. Like I said, I'm going to read this mission statement, right? From that mission statement that you have, now you can come with goals, right? So you can break down that mission into different sections, and for each section you can create a goal. And with those goals, you can even break those goals down into smaller goals, and those are like mini milestones that you have, right? From those goals, you can create objectives, right? My objective for this goal is this. So my objective for losing 30 pounds in the next 3 months, the objective from that is so that I can wrestle in this weight class, or so that my my cholesterol levels will, or my blood pressure will, or whatever it is, right? That's my objective. So how do you fulfill that objective? Your objective has to have tasks beneath it, right? And those tasks are things that you need to complete in order to satisfy this objective, right? If you satisfy these objectives, you will have reached this goal. If you reach this goal, you will have completed this mission. And if you complete this mission, then your vision has just become actualized, right? Law of attraction, prayer. But it still takes action. Even if you aligning yourself to what I said about prayer. The Lord helps those who helps themselves, right? He also says, and I'm gonna mess this up, write down your vision and make it plain. And I apologize for y'all who understand, got to memorize. Remember, I'm not a man of the cloth, but man, I got this amazing relationship with God. You know what I mean? So anyways, when you sit there and you got that, exactly what I said, vision, mission, goals, objectives, and tasks, well, now you can go through and you can start prioritizing from within that, right? So remember I told you I got a whole bunch of different visions, right? And it's okay to have a couple different visions, right? But ultimately, so here's a story about prioritizing, right? My daughter, right, back in the day, she still does, right? But she loved pink and purple. Pink and purple, that was what it was. I mean, those are her two favorite colors. So I asked her, I said, hey, mama, what's your favorite color, though? And she was like, pink and purple. I'm like, all right, bet. But if you could only pick one, which one would it be? And she's like, pink and purple. So here I go thinking I'm smooth, right? So I grabbed a pink crayon and a purple crayon, and I put it in front of her, and I was like, okay, mama, which one do you like best, right? You can only pick one. And she goes, whoop, and picked up both the pink and purple, right? Listen, I allowed it, right? But I can't allow it here. Right, I allowed it with her at that point, and we're gonna revisit that. That happened a while ago, right? But I can't allow this here in this discussion. I cannot allow that for this conversation. So you need to go through and prioritize those visions, right? And the way I do that is like this: is if I could only accomplish one vision before I die, which one would that be? All right, cool. Now reverse. If I can only accomplish two visions before I die, which one would that be, right? Okay, cool. Now, if I can only, and you understand what I mean by that, right? So now you prioritize those visions, right? Now you go ahead and you create mission statements for each one of those visions. And I'm telling you, that's what these Fortune 500, Fortune 10 companies, that's what these people do. Because if they ain't got a clear vision, if they can't communicate that vision, if they can't communicate the mission, then all of these people down here are just going to, and I don't care, middle level management, executive management, if the organization does not have their vision clearly stated with a mission statement that supports that, with goals that will support the mission, with objectives that support them goals, and with tasks that support those objectives, everybody gonna be lost in the sauce. Ain't nobody gonna, I'm not saying they ain't gonna be strong-minded people, critical thinkers. I'm not gonna say that everybody ain't gonna be working towards whatever the end result is, right? But everybody gonna have their differences. And that's why sometimes if you worked in a company or organization, you say, oh, all these people work in different silos. The right hand don't know what the left hand doing. All these type of things, right? All right, cool. But now apply that to yourself. If your right hand don't know what your left hand is doing, how are you ever going to be able to move forward, right? So here we go. Create a mission. So first things first. I don't care if you got a vision board. I don't care if you are just speaking to yourself. I don't care if you write it down. Write down your vision and take some time. That's going to be your homework assignment, right? You're going to have 2 homework assignments. I already told you about what my visions are, and I just speak them, right? People say you need to speak it into existence, and that's what it is that I do. I speak my vision into existence. Man, God bless my wife, because I be telling her all the time, you know what we should do? We should have blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, oh, yeah, right? But listen, she understands the type of person that I am. You know what I mean? Baby, don't worry. You know that you got me. She understands that. For real. Don't take my word for it. If you ever see her, ask her. You know what I mean? So now I want to read to you my mission, because I'm not trying to keep you here for a half an hour. I know that I'll be, going on with these things, but I'm going to read to you what it is that my mission statement is. And this is one of the newest mission statements that I've had. And I recommend that you constantly revisit your mission statements. But if you haven't had one, if you have never written a mission statement, let me start first. If you've never written a mission statement, start. And it ain't difficult. It don't got to be perfect. It doesn't got to be in perfect grammar. It's for you. Now, if you had to do one for your organization, maybe you should probably take an English course or so. Actually, you know what? Nowadays, you got all this AI stuff. You can just tell it and then it'll create a mission statement. But don't jump right to AI. Why is it? Listen, I ain't got a problem with AI. But what I'm saying is it should come from you. First, write yours, right? And if anything, write yours and then you can put it in AI and see if AI can go ahead and do what they do, right? Or do what it does, right? So I'll give you my mission statement. My mission, my personal mission is to be in constant evolution with a growth mindset, all through a journey of self-discovery, empowering myself and others, to inspire and support through my words and my actions, helping them to see their potential and build them through positivity and keeping it real. By letting them know that they are all capable of success. I will do this with real examples, real actionable steps. I will be a catalyst of change, specifically the change that I want to see in the world. I will continue to develop resilience, adaptability, and grit in the face of adversity. I will live a life of gratitude and servitude with an authentic self-expression, all while maintaining physical fitness and longevity. With all of this, it is my mission to communicate the word of God through my life's actions, while simultaneously placing myself in the position to receive his word and understand his will. Woo! Yo, and it's okay to feel proud of your own mission. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my mission, and I think it's dope. I'm telling you right now. And it ain't a competition. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it's a competition with myself, but it's not a competition. Like, I do not want you to use me as the measuring stick or somebody else. If you Google it, whatever. I don't want you to use that as a measuring stick. And listen, I did Google stuff. I went and I Googled and I found things and I was like, and I put it all together in my own. And that's how I came up with it. And I take my old one because I've been writing one for some time now. So I take my old ones, compare it to my new ones, and I mesh it up. I make a mashup of it, you know what I mean? And I go. Listen, that's where I really want to leave us at right there, because I want you to be able to do two things before next Monday. I want you to be able to either write a vision statement or create a vision board, or just keep on like a mantra saying what it is that your vision is. And I don't care if you got 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, right? But I definitely want you to have at least one for your life, right? Because we are all leaders. So what we're doing is this is a long-term process that we're going to create alignment within ourselves. It's your vision that you're interested in. From your vision, you can make your mission, because it's your life, right? And from your vision and your mission, you're going to create your own goals. And from those goals, you're going to create objectives. You're going to prioritize those objectives. And then we're going to create tasks. And from those tasks, for each one of them objectives, we're going to prioritize them as well. And we're going to walk through this together, because I believe in you. Like I said in my mission, we are all capable of greatness. It starts with you, though. I can't make you great. I can guide you to your own greatness, but I can't come up with your goals. I can't create your vision, because it's my vision then, right? Again, in the military, the lowest level private can come up with an idea, but if the highest ranking sergeant or officer takes that idea, it is now that person's idea. And whether if it succeeds or it fails, it lies on the shoulder of that highest ranking person. The private might get it in reality, you know what I mean? If it fails, they're probably going to get it. But if it succeeds, the public is going to know about that high-ranking officer who ended up taking it. You see what I'm saying? So listen, that's all I got. Please make sure you finish your assignment for next week. I'm not checking it. If you would like to, go ahead and post it. If you think you got a dope mission statement or a dope vision statement, put it in the comments, right? And if not, if you need help with it, hit me up. I'll be answering people. You know what I mean? So make it happen. Listen. In the words of my daughter, make sure that you be yourself. In my mission statement, I said I want to be in constant evolution of myself, because I'm still me. If y'all knew me from way back in the days, you can even hear it in my voice. You're like, oh yeah, nah, that's Pablo. That's Pablo. A lot of the reason why I feel comfortable doing these videos, even though I ain't got too many subscribers or whatever, is because it's me. I am me. And people will tell you that I might be a more outgoing, but I can't even say that. I just might be a more concentrated version, more focused version of what it was that I was in the past. I might have a little bit more knowledge and intellect to be able to apply what it is, but I'm still me, right? So be you, because you're amazing.
See, I got me
Until next time, my name is Pablo Rivera, and this is another edition of Make It Happen Monday.
By the time you hear the CD, count the steps that I've left. I'm passing all of you rappers, it's just a matter of time. Pick your jaw up off the floor when you admire my rhymes. A level head on my shoulders when I'm in motion. I'm focused, thoroughly thought of my plans and the execution. You notice, ain't no time to think about it, only time to react. Your intuition under pressure, weighing down on your back. I scribble thoughts in my palm, I sing it when I get home. Organize my inner visions while I'm chilling and calm. A politician's mind state, that means I'm nice on my speech. Plus I peep the government